A very good afternoon. You're joining me live and direct from the Newsfirst studios here in Colombo this Friday afternoon. Let's first take a look at the headline making stories for this afternoon. Rains experience in several parts of the island. A student dies after he was swept away by water currents in the Deniaya area. 65 dengue-related deaths recorded this year alone. 5 prisons in residential areas to be relocated. The Sri Lanka women's cricket team clinched a bronze medal at the Asian Games. Let's now take a look at the stories in detail. In some weather news starting off this afternoon, the inclement weather condition has affected several parts of the island. Meanwhile, the Department of Meteorology notes that as of 5:30 this morning, within a span of 21 hours, the highest rainfall was recorded from the Thalava area in Galle, which stood at 100.5 millimeters.
According to the Department of Meteorology, Anuradhapura recorded a rainfall of 56 millimeters, while Polonnaruwa recorded a rainfall of 51 millimeters. The department adds that thunder showers will develop at several places in most provinces in the island during the afternoon or night. Furthermore, the sea areas off the coast extending from Galle to Pothaville via Hambantota may be fairly rough as winds can strengthen up to 50 kilometers per hour.
Thunder showers occurred most provinces of the island except eastern and southeastern coastal areas yesterday. Today also, thunder showers will develop at several places in the most provinces in the island during the afternoon or night. The showers will occur in the western and southern coastal areas during the morning too. There will be temporary localized strong winds during the thunder showers. Showers or thunder showers will occur at several places in the sea areas of the coast extending from Puttalam to Pothaville via Colombo and Galle. Winds will be southwesterly and speed will be 20 to 40 kilometers per hour. For the sea areas of the coast extending from Galle to Pothaville via Hambantota may be fairly rough at times, as the winds can be strengthened up to 50 kilometers per hour.
Releasing a communique, the NBRO noted that areas which fall under the purview of the Daraniyagala and Bulat Kopitiya divisional secretariats, as well as areas of Kitulgala and Gattiyamulla, are at a risk of landslides. The NBRO adds that the public must exercise caution, especially in areas where there are slopes and bunds, as well as on roads. Rescue operations were carried out to rescue 6 persons, including 4 tourists who were trapped in Minneria National Park as a result of heavy rains. Police media spokesperson SSP Ajit Rohan stated that 4 tourists were reported to be Indian. Our correspondent added that the operation was carried out by the police, army and area residents. A student was killed in floodwaters experienced in the Deniaya area. 3 students who were on their way home after school and who were attempting to cross the river, which was part of the Nilvala river, was carried away by the strong current. 1 student was killed and 2 were admitted to the Deniaya base hospital. A correspondent stated that 1 student is still receiving treatment in hospital. The deceased was identified as 12-year-old Ravindu Kavinda. The victims were students of Rajapaksa College in Deniaya.
News from the President's Diary this afternoon. President Mahinda Rajapaksa, who is presently attending the 69th session of the United Nations General Assembly in New York, has met with the Secretary General of the Organization of Islamic Cooperation.
Issuing a communique, the President's media unit noted that President Rajapaksa had expressed his intention to facilitate greater collaboration and cooperation with OIC member countries when he met with the Secretary General of the organization, Iyad Amin Madani. According to the communique, while expressing the OIC's appreciation to the pioneering steps taken by President Rajapaksa, Madani had said that the organization looked forward to developing ties with Sri Lanka. The communique also noted the President had assured Madani that the government will take immediate action to deal with any incidents against the Muslim community in Sri Lanka. The President has also invited Madani and the OIC member countries to visit Sri Lanka to witness for themselves the ground realities in the country and how many diverse communities coexist peacefully.
touching on one of our headline-making stories this afternoon, 5 prisons in residential areas are to be relocated. The prison's media spokesperson, Superintendent Upul Denia, said the decision was arrived at in accordance with the program to relocate prisons that are situated in residential towns.
Accordingly, the prisons in the towns of Gaul, Mathura, Negombo, Trincomalee and Batticaloa will be relocated. He said the lands have been obtained for relocation purposes and preparations are underway to ensure the relocation. Under the program, the Bogambara prison will be relocated to Pallikale. The Tangol prison will be relocated to Angunakola Palasa and the Jaffna prison too will be relocated. Meanwhile, the spokesman said that steps are underway to relocate the Valikara prison to a location out of Colombo as well.
Well, now the Election Secretariat has provided the opportunity for persons to verify if one's name has been entered into the electoral name list by accessing the official website of the Elections Secretariat.
Deputy Election Commissioner M. Mohammed said that one can log into the official website at a Gram Seva Nildari's office, District Secretarial office, District Elections office or any provincial institute convenient to them in order to verify whether their name has been entered into the electoral name list. He said if one's name has not been entered into the draft of the 2014 electoral name list, one can present an appeal to get their name enlisted before the 30th of September. The Deputy Election Commissioner went on to say that the application for appeals can be obtained from a Gram Seva Nildari's office, District Secretarial office, District Elections office or any provincial institute.
Moving on to more local stories, this afternoon the Ministry of Health states that over 30,000 cases of dengue have been reported in the year so far.
The Chief Epidemiologist Director of the Central Epidemiology Unit of the Ministry of Health, Dr. Phaba Phaliyawadana, said that 65 patients have been reported dead. However, she noted that a significant drop in the number of dengue cases can be seen. Dr. Phaliyawadana elaborated that while nearly 1,500 dengue cases were reported per week in June, that number has dropped to around 400 per week at present.
First up on sports news this afternoon, the press conference to launch the Sports First Mobitel Platinum Award ceremony will begin at 4:30 p.m. today. The awards is an initiative by MTV MBC networks to award unheralded sports stars in Sri Lanka. Ramesh Bandar, who is on the site, spoke to us about the preparations for the press conference and launch.
All preparations have been made to launch the Platinum Awards 2014 in Colombo today. Now, the Platinum Awards 2014 will recognize sportsmen and women in Sri Lanka who have excelled during the year 2013. Incidentally, this event is being organized by Sports First in collaboration with Mobitel, and we believe that this event will be named the Oscars of the sporting award ceremonies in Sri Lanka, because none of the other media channels or any other institution for that matter have organized a sporting award ceremony of this nature. All preparations have been made and the event will begin at 4:30 p.m. today in Colombo.
In more sports news this afternoon, the press conference featuring the newly elected head coach of the Sri Lanka cricket team, Marvan Athapattu, is currently underway. Nadim Majin joins us now for a comprehensive update from the Sri Lanka cricket headquarters.
I'm at the Sri Lanka cricket headquarters at the SSC in where Marvan Athapattu has just concluded his first press briefing as the head coach nominee of the cricket. Just want to clarify why I say nominee, because Marvan is yet to actually see his contract. He expects to see his contract in the next couple of years. Going on to what Marvan was talking about, what he was saying during the media briefing today was that his primary goal is to bring the 2015 World Cup to Sri Lanka, and at the meantime, of course, to have solid performances in the upcoming series, especially the domestic series against England, followed, of course, by the series against New Zealand. We also questioned Marvan. I also questioned Marvan on how he plans to cope with any political or administrative interference that might be run in the cricket, in the game of cricket in Sri Lanka in his coming 2 years as coach. And of course, what Marvan said was that he is a proponent of transparency, and that he hopes that in the future all these matters will be dealt with transparently.
Well, thank you, Nadeem, for joining us with that comprehensive update this afternoon. Moving on to more sports this afternoon, the Sri Lanka women's cricket team clinched the bronze medal at the third place playoff against China at the 17th Asian Games held in Incheon, South Korea.
Of the coin here, Sri Lanka.
Winning the toss, China elected to bat first. Zhang Mei and Liu Xiaoman opened the innings for the Chinese. Liu Xiaonan was dismissed for a duck. Yu Miao top scored for the Chinese with 26 runs not out. Zhang Mei chipped in with 9 runs. China was 65 for the loss of 6 wickets in their allotted 20 overs.
Well, she might get it if this is caught. Oh, what an opportunity for a hat-trick blown. And the bowler manages to smile. I think if it'd been me, I'd have been...
Chasing a target of 66, Chamari Atapattu and Lasanti Madhushani opened the innings for Sri Lanka. Madhushani was the first wicket to fall as she was dismissed for a duck. Opener Atapattu, however, top scored for the team with 16 runs. Shashikala Siriwardana and Dilani Manandara then chipped in with 12 runs apiece. After which Sri Lanka won the match comfortably with 5 wickets to spare in 17.1 overs.
In this match. Well done to the two batsmen who were there at the end, who saw their side through after the loss of...
Well, with that, we wrap up lunchtime news for today. Remember, you could keep abreast of these stories and much more by logging on to our website www.newsfirst.lk. On that note, I'll leave you today. I'm Joel Outscoon for News First, but remember to stay tuned. Our Live at 55 comes your way at 1:55.
Hotline 0114-896-896. www.newsfirst.lk. Feedback at newsfirst.lk.